much. I have an extra special show today because the legendary Samuel L. Jackson is here for the whole hour. Baby, a legend of all the legends. I know we know him as the legendary Samuel L. Jackson, but he is an amazing human being as well. And I like to think of him as Uncle Sam, so I'm so happy to have him stop by the happy place. I can't wait to talk to him. And another special thing is something that I love to do with my son called a yummy moment. Let me sit down because let me tell you all about it. That's when I throw on my comfy clothes and I mush up on my couch just like this. And we get our good old blankets and we get our good old food and get our good old TV show playing on the TV. And we have our little chocolate chip cookies. It's one of my favorite moments. And my favorite part is when you could smell them baking in the oven. So I could taste it right now. You know Pillsbury is partnering with the Jennifer Hudson show all season long. Pillsbury chocolate chip cookie dough gives you that homemade taste. And for so many occasions, including the yummy moments. And guess what? I am treating the whole audience to a yummy moment. Yes, you all are getting a fresh baked cookies that are quick and easy to make with Pillsbury, baby. Oh my God, I got my blanket. It is so good. Give me mine. Give me mine. Get this together. I cannot wait for our first guest to come out here. He's the highest grossing actor of all time. We're talking Jungle Fever, Pulp Fiction, Star Wars, The Avengers, and Snakes on the Plane. Y'all, get on your feet for the one and only Samuel L. Jackson!
As they told me, find the scene.
You found the scene. But Mr. Jackson, you can sit anywhere you want to sit. Thank you so much for coming to the happy place.
Oh, stop amazing.
Can you tell how happy we are to have you here?
It's not often I get to come to shows I actually watch.
Yeah,
so
you watch the show?
Yeah, man.
Am I doing okay?
Yeah, you're killing it. You got renewed, right?
Yes, I did.
That's a sure sign something's going right.
You know what? I feel like you're like one of my uncles.
Thank you.
That's how I feel.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I think you went to college with one of my uncles, Uncle Charles Hudson.
Really?
Yes.
That's your uncle?
Yes, my
From
uncle.
Chicago?
Yes, sir. I'm Jennifer Hudson. That's
You one of
Charles
the Gator
Hudson.
brothers?
You see that?
Wow.
See? I knew it was going on.
I was at their house.
Yep, you were.
When I was doing Chirac.
Yes, you did. You went to Uncle Charles.
I out with them.
You remember it, right?
Yes.
See, I told Charles. So when I'm in the industry and I run into fabulous people like him, I'm like, that remind me of my Uncle Charles. Or that remind me of my Uncle Michael.
There's a reason for that.
It's a reason.
Not all good, but okay.
Okay. Okay.
We were not the most, beloved people at Morehouse. But we were there.
Okay, y'all were there. Don't tell on my uncle that way.
No. That was a good Chicago crowd at Morehouse when I was there. Good old people.
Let's get to it. Can y'all believe he here, first of all? I do not take it lightly, I will say. And you was just at the Oscars. Was it fun? Do you still find those things fun?
I have a good time when I go. Generally, especially if I'm not nominated for anything, you go there and have a good time. You just go talk to everybody and kick it and wait till you get backstage and go in the green room and, get to the food that they got backstage. And people are in there drinking. People in there getting zooted, so it's always fun to talk to people when they get a little lit back there, especially after they've been out there and they don't have to worry about looking at the teleprompter.
All the pressure is
all the pressure's gone. No, it's a very good room, Good room, being in there with all those people. I was sitting behind Angie and Hallie and Brian Tyree Henry was at the end of my row. And my My hair and makeup person.
Oh.
My hair person, Camille Friend, was nominated.
Camille Friend.
So I was hoping that I would get to call her name the way I got to call Spike's name a few years ago. When I was
Wow.
there.
Well, congratulations to Camille Friend, because I remember her very well, even being nominated.
Yeah, man.
That's amazing. What do you remember about the first time when you went to the Oscars and you were nominated?
First time I went, I remember me and LaTanya being in the car calling everybody, telling everybody we were going. We were on our way. We're on our way. We're gonna be there in a minute. You know, turn on your TV. We're gonna be on the red carpet in a minute. You know, so that was our first time, and you know, doing that and being there. You always remember losing. I remember that.
What you remember about it?
I think I was the person in the little box that said a very naughty word and didn't do that. I didn't necessarily do that.
So you didn't clap, you just said?
No, I was just, and I think we left.
And did you laugh right after the category?
Yeah.
That's Sam Jackson felt. You said, I got to go.
Well, we were hungry.
You were hungry?
Hey, we went to the Vanity Fair party and ate.
I love that.
That's when it used to be at the Italian restaurant, you know, before they moved to the new venue. And they had good food.
They did?
Oh, man, it was great.
Okay, look, I gotta go find it, because by the time I got there...
That restaurant's not there anymore.
It's not there no more?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, you just finished your Broadway run for the piano lesson, which is a huge success. How does that feel?
It was amazing. It was really wonderful to be back on stage. There's no feeling that compares to a live audience when you're in front of them. So every night, sitting backstage, waiting on that curtain to go up, you know, to hear the buzz and to hear the excitement of everybody waiting for us to come out there and entertain them was always wonderful. In fact, the last place I saw you was the first day we were going into the theater to start rehearsal. And you were stuck in a car.
I was in Times Square because we were promoting the show. And I think it was my birthday that day, and I saw you.
Ah, okay. I was screaming at you out of the car because I saw you. And you said, I'm coming to the play.
Yes. Listen, because listen, if y'all do it again, I'm on my way, but I was here with these beautiful people, and so I haven't had a chance to get there.
That's right. But no, we had a magical run. My wife, LaTanya, directed the play.
That is awesome.
It was great. And we are now the highest grossing August Wilson play in the history of Broadway.
Listen, yes! How does that feel?
Well, we don't know. All we know is the house is full every night, and it's a hard ticket to get. You know, when people call you, can I get a ticket? It's like, I don't know if I can help you. You know, so it was a very hard ticket as the show went on. So it was great to look out in the audience and not see empty seats.
Right, that's a good feeling.
Not that you're supposed to look in the audience, but sometimes you can't help it. Yeah.
Now, it gotta feel even better because you're getting like a buzz to be nominated for the Tony.
Really?
Yes. You seem shocked.
I'm missing the buzz.
You're missing the buzz?
Yeah, I haven't heard the buzz.
Well, it's so buzzing around here at the happy place.
Okay, well.
We got wins.
Look forward to it, you know. I look forward to putting on another tuxedo.
Oh, that's right. Get your tuxedo together, your snacks, and your drink. More with Samuel Jackson when we come back. We're back with Samuel Jackson. Okay, we want to learn
We're
about...
We're talking about other stuff, you know. She's talking about my wife and everything else. I was just telling her. My wife still has this acting bug. She just went back to, she was on Grey's Anatomy being a dead woman again. You know, she's somebody's mom on Grey's Anatomy, so she just went back to do that.
Get it, LaTanya.
She's also got acting jobs in New York that she's supposed to do another play at some point, too, along with people trying to get her to direct, which is amazing.
I love that. He's a proud husband. That is amazing.
I'm proud that she's actually trying to get out there and get another check for the house, you know? We got things, you know.
We got things to do.
We got things to spend, you know, we're going on vacation. We have to have money for vacation.
Yes.
Vacation money.
Get the vacation money, LaTanya. You hear that? He wants his vacation money. I love that. It's so much.
Oh, look at that. That's our, that was a thing. See, this is what the news does to you, right? So this was a gala for the Theater Communications Group. And, you know, COVID was going crazy, so she didn't want me to miss a show. And it was gonna be a room full of people taking pictures and doing stuff, so she's like, you can't go. So I was on my way to my daughter's house, and we stopped to do this, and we stopped and took the pictures, and because I left, this whole big story came out the next day that we were beefing.
Clean it up. Let them know
At the thing,
what it was.
right?
Yes.
So she went on and they said, well, she made an excuse saying, well, he was, avoiding COVID or whatever, and covering up for us fighting on the red carpet. Fight. Red carpet is not where you fight.
Right.
It's like, do I look like I was going to a gala? Yeah, it's like, I don't have a tuxedo on, a jacket, or nothing else. So she was dressed up, I wasn't, I left, and all of a sudden it was like, they were fighting. So,
There was no beef.
no, that was not even a raised voice on the carpet. But I don't know how that started, but it went around the,
You
it went
let
through
him
the
know.
circuit.
Let him know.
Like everything else did.
That's right. He said what he said. Y'all heard that?
Yeah.
Get him. He gonna clean it up for you, that's for sure. Now, y'all been married 42 years, but been together over, right? 50 years.
Yeah.
So, I heard the proposal was,
Well,
how
see,
did it happen?
My story was, I came home one day
Yeah,
and she already had these invitations printed up and she gave me a stack and said, be here.
Don't you love it?
And she said, no, that's not what happened. I actually had to go and talk to her grandfather because he told her he wanted to walk her down the aisle before she died and her living in sin with this man. So I went and asked him for her hand or whatever. And that's probably what happened because I was on drugs and I don't know what the hell was going on in my life at the time. So she's probably right. Her version, but I like my version better because it sounds so much fun. A guy to come home and one goes, here. You go, okay, I'll be there.
And you were
But
there.
the problem was she had 23 bridesmaids and I didn't have 23 friends.
Really? So wait a minute. So she had 23 bridesmaids.
Yeah.
How many groomsmen did you have?
I had my friends, and then I had my friends ask their friends if they were doing anything. It was on a Monday because we were both work. She was doing a play. And she was one of those color girls, so she was doing a play. And I was going to do ragtime the day after we got married. I was going to London to do ragtime. So she had her 23 friends who were dancers, singers, and people performed. It was a production. It was the bomb.
She like a party, huh?
We got reviewed in the theater section of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Best show in town that night. And we killed it. But it was a big wedding. Big wedding.
Hold the line. We'll be right back. And we're back with Samuel L. Jackson. You got all my favorite friends. So you got Kenny Leon.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson.
Right.
Steve Harvey. I hear y'all take vacations together on the yacht or something.
Well, we get on the boat with Magic and Cookie. Steve and Marjorie have their own boat.
So that means y'all got room for me on that other boat.
One year, we got a boat. LaTanya and I got a boat. Cookie and Irvin had their boat. Steve had their boat. And there was this dope-ass picture that we took of all three yachts with a drone going together.
You see that? That's some boss
in
stuff
a row.
right there.
So
wow.
It was like it was a big rich black folk picture.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
But it was so dope.
Man, that sound amazing.
It was amazing. But we run into each other out there. But now we go with Irvin and Cookie for 2 weeks or so and kick it. Is that Greece? Maybe Greece.
Is
After
that
we
Greece?
Last year we got on. Well, as soon as we got on the boat last year in Greece.
Y'all see that?
Yeah, those are our friends, John and Vicky Palmer.
This
and
baller.
Irvin and Cookie and me and LaTanya.
I don't see Jennifer. Hold
John
on,
and
let
Vicky.
me look closer.
Well,
Now, what I gotta do to get an invite?
You can do like Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel photoshops himself into our vacation pictures every year. So, that's all. Yeah, John and Vicky be happy they made your show. Look at that, John and Vicky.
Rub it in, Sam. Rub it in.
Yeah, but so we go with them for a minute, and then we get another boat so Zoe and her friends can come and hang out with us for a while too, and some other friends that we have from New York and other places come. So.
Okay, well, one day you tell me how I can get invited. Do I need to make a little more money? Y'all gonna give me a donation so I can go? I get my little boat and I sell on the side of the yacht, okay?
It's a vacation though. See, because people go, well, what do y'all do?
Yeah, what do y'all do?
It's vacation, nothing. And at a certain point now, like sometime around the end of May or early June, I'll start getting cranky when I'm working.
Okay.
Because I know that vacation is like 2 weeks from that.
Yeah.
And I'm anxious to get there, and my body's like,
Your mind already
I thought
gone.
we were going on vacation. Why are we still working? So it's like, just calm down, we're going to work. And then somebody goes, Sandra, I'll be there in a minute. So
Okay.
we get to that. But vacation is do nothing, sleep all you want to sleep. Generally, the first day on the boat, I sleep 16 hours, you know? And then I get up and, you know, boom. And the chef's been warned and whatever, so we get a chef now that can make grits.
You got grits?
Chef make grits.
That sounds like the yacht I need to be on.
And it had grits in the morning. It had grits and, you know, scrambled eggs and, you know, we taught one chef how to make cobblers, you know, and so they do that. And Magic is a huge chicken wing person, so every kind of chicken wing you can imagine gets made at least once a week. You know? So we have chicken days and we have wing days and,
chicken wing.
you know.
Y'all hungry yet?
And some days we get off the boat and eat. Most days we stay on the boat and eat.
That sounds like the dream trip. Will you stick around for a little bit?
Yeah.
All right, more with Mr. Samuel L. Jackson. We'll be right back. We're back with Samuel L. Jackson. Okay, so we both have wax figures. Yes, but you go visit yours? How
No, I don't.
You don't?
I used to. When I was doing Mountaintop with Angela Bassett years ago, the first time I went back to Broadway, we were doing a play together, but we were rehearsing on 42nd Street across the street from Madame Tussauds, which I did this year, but now The Rock's out there. But he used to be out there all the time. So there would be days when I would just cross the street and I would stand like, I don't know, 15, 20 feet away from it and watch people take pictures with him, and nobody ever saw me standing there.
They didn't?
Nobody paid any attention to me being there. It was great. But this was like back when, mine's not so bad. Some of them are like, woo-hoo-hoo. But I remember when they came to my hotel room when I was doing the first Shaft, and they did stuff. They like measured my head, the distance between my eyes and my nose, and they had a box full of eyes, and they would hold them up, and match them, and it was crazy. And they have you on this rotating thing where they measure you, and they went in my closet, and looked at the clothes that were in there to see what they were gonna put on them. So they were doing it like that then. I don't know what they're doing now.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah. Is it still?
It's a little.
Yeah, it was tedious, but they came. It took about a week.
Yeah.
They kept coming every day.
They took it a week?
Yeah, they were coming every day and making sure they had the right shoe size, feet, and everything. It was crazy.
Eyeballs and everything.
Yeah, it was buck wild.
Listen. Now, you've done some of everything. You've done a lot of films, but I gotta tell you, my favorite, okay, Sam, you know I have a crush on King Kong, right?
Really?
King Kong is my first love. Yeah, do you see this? Look, I'm telling you, put this picture right here in the frame for me, backstage. Do you see this? He's so beautiful. I'm dead serious. When I was a little girl, I used to get up and kiss the TV screen.
Really?
Yes. I still love King Kong. I even call my car.
That was a good-looking thing to you?
He's still good-looking. Y'all don't see this? What is wrong with y'all?
That's the brother.
He like, girl,
What's up, girl?
That's my man right there. Oh, my God. What's it like working on King Kong?
Let me tell you, when they called and said, we'd like to offer you King Kong, I was like, when do I have to be at work?
See?
It was like, and my agents were like, you don't just tell them it was okay. We haven't even started negotiating yet. Like,
see, you love King Kong.
I'm doing King Kong.
See?
It's like I've been fighting King Kong since I was a kid.
Well, you was fighting him and I was kissing the TV screen.
I'm ready to be in it with King Kong. I was like, yeah, because we had a whole thing. So when there was another actor supposed to do it, and when he fell out, and they said, well, don't call him back. I'll
don't
be there.
call him back.
And I was so hyped doing this movie, and it was funny because we would say, well, how big is he? And they would go, see that tree right there? And we go, They ain't big enough.
Okay.
And they would go, well, use the tree as reference. So by the time the movie came out and he was slapping helicopters down, I looked at the visual effects dude, I was like,
He ain't big as that.
y'all had us all wrong about how big he was. You know, not to mention, you know, where was he sleeping at night that we couldn't find him? You know, no matter, you know, if he ever went to the bathroom, we knew exactly where he was. You know, as big as he is in this particular iteration. But no, I couldn't wait. And it was, you know, I was so happy in that moment when he was like knocking those helicopters down and I was in that helicopter doorway and I got to lean out that doorway and go eye to eye with King Kong like,
You looked at
I'm
King Kong
coming
and
home.
yeah.
You know, it was like,
Tell
he
him
was
Jennifer
like,
said.
and I was like, yeah, all right. All right. You know, I couldn't wait. So when he killed me, or I don't actually think he killed me, because it was really, really wet that night and the mud was soft. So when he did that to me, I just went down in the mud.
See?
You know, he didn't really
Kong
kill
went
me.
hurt
So
too.
I didn't get to make the sequel.
See?
The sequel was good too, though.
Oh, okay.
The sequel. Did you watch the sequel?
Yes, I did. And let me tell you, when I went to go see it, I took my son and all his cousins. Thank God we had the theater to ourselves, because when I tell you, anytime King Kong hopped up on that screen, I hollered like nobody's business, to the point the kids was like, what is going on? And I was so embarrassed, child. Oh my God, I love me some King Kong.
Kong got fans.
Oh my God, I love him so much.
As he should be. He's awesome. You know?
Okay.
But no, that was a really great moment for me. I had a good time doing that. Believe me.
Yes, we love you doing everything you do. Okay, more with Samuel L. Jackson. We'll be right back. We're back with Samuel L. Jackson. Okay, yes. You've done tons of films. What's the craziest thing you would say you ever did in a film?
If you watch have you ever seen Long Kiss Goodnight?
Yes.
Okay. So at that point when Gina and I are running down that hallway and she shoots that glass window and then she machine guns the ice as we're jumping out the window so we can go into it when these people are chasing us. We thought that we did that part of it on some wires, jumped out a second-story window and did it slow. And then one day we came to work and they said, we found the perfect place for you to come up out of the ice. And we were like, are we doing that in the studio somewhere? And they were like, no, we got, you know, we can see the whole city behind you and the skyline, and we're gonna do it live. Now, it was minus 37 degrees that day. And they cut a hole in the ice. When they cut a hole in the ice was like about 4.5, 5 feet high. And they cut a big hole out like this, and they put a hot tub in it because there was a current in the lake.
So in it.
To make sure we didn't float away. So they put the hot tub down, the tub down in there. We crawl across the ice. They said, get in. Now they would have to break the ice because it would freeze over between shots. So they break the ice and we would get in. They say, count to 5 and then come up. So me and Gina, first time we got in, she's married to the director, so what am I gonna say? I don't think I want to do that. And she's like, come on, Sam, let's go. So we do it. We go. Count to 5, come up, crawl across the ice, and they put us in a hot tub while they look at the replay. You know, I think we have to do it again. So we did it 5 times. I have never felt anything like that in my life. You know that you drink milk too fast headache you get?
Yes.
Multiply that by like 20.
That's the effect.
Oh, Lord. My brain was like, what are we doing? It was like, and after the 5th time, they had EMS people there, all kind of stuff. I was like, why are they here? So by the time we got to the 5th time, I came out, I got in the hot tub, and when I woke up, I was in my trailer.
When you woke up?
Yeah. I was in my trailer in one of those silver blankets that they put you in when you run the marathon.
No.
Oh, Lord. I have never, ever in my life felt anything like that.
That's why.
It was like heart attack inducing.
Oh, my God.
I love doing that movie. That movie, that's one of my favorite movies. I love
All
that.
your movies are our favorite movies.
It's such a great Christmas movie, too.
Jesus.
You know, and it's well, you know, it's a movie ahead of its time because she was like the first like kick-ass female hero in a movie. You know, when she found out she was Charlie Baltimore before we had Charlie Baltimore. That's the original Charlie Baltimore.
Baltimore,
When
wow.
they came with the name, the other rapper that came to be Charlie Baltimore, because of her, because she was so dope. She killed it. You know, Gina was
You better
rocking.
teach us.
So, yeah, that movie was great. And I was telling the studio, I said, you need to advertise this movie to women, you know, in the daytime that watch soaps and stuff like that, you know. Because boys weren't about female heroes, but now it's like a real cult classic. And it's, you know, every year at Christmas, I put it up because it's a Christmas movie. Yeah. You know, first thing that's happening there, the big Christmas party, and she's playing Santa Claus and doing stuff. So it's a dope Christmas movie. It's
That's
fun.
why he the highest grossing actor, period.
But that's why, you know, you grow up hoping, I mean, once you get in this business, you know, everybody does it for whatever reasons they do it, you know, but I still, you know, pick movies that I would have gone to see when I was a kid. I mean, that's, how else would I end up doing something like Snakes on a Plane? You know, I mean, I was sitting reading Variety one day and I said, you know, Snakes on a Plane, da 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 da. And a friend of mine was directing it, the guy that had done 51st State. Was directing it. So I called him. I was like, yo, you doing a movie called Snakes on a Plane? He's like, yeah. I was like, is it like a plane full of snakes? He's like, yeah. I was like, really? Like crazy, poisonous? He's like, yeah. I was like, can I be in it? And he was like, you want to be in it? What? So he called New Line and they were like, oh yeah. You know, and he got fired.
What?
And you know, I was like, well, I'm sorry, man, I got to do this movie. Yeah, Snakes on a Plane, I got to do it. But then I get there, the first day I get there, and they got, you know, they got our chairs and everything all hooked up, and it's like Pan American flight number 287. I was like, what is? So, well, Sam, you know, we don't want to give it away. I said, well, I'm not doing it if it's not Snakes on a Plane, okay? So, that's why I signed up for Snakes on a Plane. You know, I don't care. And people need to know it's Snakes on a Plane. That's why we're here. You know, nobody coming to see Pacific Flight 127.
No, we want the snakes on the plane.
Snakes on the plane.
Was it really snakes on the plane?
You mean, did we have real snakes?
Yeah.
We had a room full of snakes. We had a whole room that was dedicated to snakes. That, you know, and they had snake handlers and everything. And they had like these, you know those big laundry carts you see in the hotel when they're pushing sheets and stuff?
Yeah.
So they had like corn snakes and stuff in there. So when we got there, like first day we got there might have been 30 of them in there. But by the time we finished, those snakes was balling out at night. That thing was like half full of snakes and it was like working.
You so happy about it?
It was great. I didn't mess with the poisonous ones, you know, but they had them on a shelf in you know, cases and whatnot. But yeah, it was a room full of snakes. Yeah, we had snake handlers and everything around.
Oh, wow. All right. Okay, I got one more thing. I mean, you got Samuel
Trying to get rid of me now?
No, I want you to go.
Go now.
You know what? You know what? No, I don't want you to go nowhere, but will you stick around for a little bit longer?
A little bit.
A little bit longer. Okay. More with Samuel L. Jackson. We'll be right back. We're back with Samuel L. Jackson. You have a new Marvel show out this summer. Can you tell everyone what it's about?
Secret Invasion is the name of the series. That's a new and different looking Nick Fury. But Nick's been gone, you know, during the blip, so he's been up in space. And when Spider-Man Far From Home ended, people found out that the Nick Fury in that movie was actually this Skrull pretending to be Nick Fury. Nick Fury was still in space. And now there's an idea that the Skrulls may have come to Earth. And nobody knows who's a human and who's a Skrull and what their plans are and whatever, because Captain Marvel and I were supposed to find them a home, and we haven't done that yet. So now there's a problem.
There's a problem. Ta-da!
Yeah, but it's an amazing cast. Emilia Clarke, who you'll know is Queen of Dragons. I was with her the other day. Olivia Colman, who's been the queen. She's in it. She's awesome. She's like gangster in this thing. It's hilarious. Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle. Special shout out.
Ben Mendelsohn, who you're probably looking at as a Skrull, Ben Mendelsohn. who was in Captain Marvel. He was the guy that was messing with us in the house when we were in New Orleans and Louisiana. You know, it's gonna be fun. Kobe Smulders, yeah, is back. You know, so it's a wonderful look at Nick Fury and the world that he inhabits and the kind of people that he knew in another way before he started dealing with these supers. So it's more of an espionage thriller than a superhero series. So it's dark.
It's dark. Woo! And you've been playing Nick Fury for over 15 years.
Is that right?
You still love it.
Is that
You
what
seem
happened?
so passionate about it.
Listen, listen,
You don't know?
No, I don't. I just keep coming to work. I was in the comic book store years ago, and there was this comic called The Ultimates. I was in the comic book store today, but I was in the comic book store, and I picked it up, and I was looking at it, and I was like, I don't remember giving anybody permission to use my image to be in a comic book. So I called my manager's like, I'm in the comic book store, and blah, blah, blah. And as I'm standing there looking at it and talking to her about it, I'm reading where it says, if they do a movie about us, who do you want to be you? And the guy who looked like me said, Samuel L. Jackson. And I was like, oh, I'll call you back. So, and I called her back afterwards, and I bought the comic, then ran over there and showed it to her, and she called Marvel. Marvel was in one little room then. It was a little closet. And they were like, well, we hope to make some movies one day, and we hope that if we do it, Sam will, you know, be this guy. And Mark Miller, the guy who actually drew Nick Fury as me, is the same guy who actually drew Richmond Valentine as me in The Kingsman.
Oh my God.
So he likes me, apparently.
But I'm like, yeah.
Next thing I know, you know, I'm having a meeting with them, and they said, look, we'd like to offer you a 9-picture deal to do this thing. So at that time, I'm like, 9 pictures? How long I gotta stay alive to do 9 pictures? You know, not knowing that they were gonna make 9 movies in like 15 months or something like that, you know. So that contract was up real quick, and they kept calling me back. So, you know, here I am still being Nick Fury and loving every minute of it. All the time, you know. And, you know, I forget who was Nick Fury before me. What's the name? The Huff. The Huff was Nick Fury before me.
He said, I forget.
Yeah, he was.
That's
the Huff was
amazing.
Nick Fury for a while. I mean, he's still fussing about it. It's okay.
Well, we have a clip from Secret Invasion. Let's take a look.
You don't know what they have planned for you.
The great Nick Fury. One last fight.
Okay. Now that was amazing.
Thank you.
You've done some amazing things that has entertained us all, inspired us all. But recently, you got to live you had a dream come true, and you got to be on Sesame Street. You was excited about it, huh? You got to be on Sesame.
Listen.
That's a big deal, y'all.
Listen, I've been trying to get on Sesame Street for like ever. Every time I look on Sesame Street and I see somebody that's on, I'm like, how do you get on there and I'm not on Sesame Street? Ever since Zoe was a kid, that was like one of our favorite shows. She learned how to operate a VCR, recording Sesame Street. So yeah, I was totally hyped to get on there and do it, you know. And when we finished doing all this, we spent, like, they had to run us out of the studio. We were in there taking selfies with every Muppet, you know. It's like we were trying to make them bring Snuffleupagus down out, because Snuffleupagus was up in the rafters. We like, bring him down. You know, we're on a picture with Snuffy. You know, get him down here, you know. But yeah, this was amazing. And it's totally crazy too, because that's actually my sweater. Because they usually say, when guests show up, they have to put something colorful on them because they just come and they don't know. But
So you even knew
I
what
was
to
in
wear.
my Sesame Street head before I got there.
Did you plan your look?
I
So
did.
you planned it?
Totally. Yeah.
You was ready.
I was about it, you know. I was trying to be there for
You
that.
look so happy. Look at him. He
I
just was smiling.
was happy.
Listen, when
being
I
there
got to
doing
go
that.
I sang them Muppets down, so I know how you feel. I'm glad you got to do it.
And you know, it's always something, you know, even though Zoe's grown now, she's like, "Kid, Dad, you want Sesame Street?" Finally, you know, because I've been trying to do stuff that she could watch since she was a baby, but you know, it wasn't possible for a while. There were no Incredibles and all that stuff, and you know, so.
You're a great dad, then.
This was awesome. Awesome.
He's still excited. You are awesome. Thank you so much for coming to see about little old me. I appreciate it. We're so happy to have you here. Secret Invasion will be streaming on Disney Plus this summer. We'll be right back. If you like this video, smash that like button and subscribe to the Jennifer Hudson Show YouTube channel. Check your local listings or visit jenniferhudsonshow.com to see when you can watch full episodes in your area. And don't forget to sign up for the newsletter.